I'm Emily and welcome once again to my channel. Today I'm going to be watching episode 7 and 8 of Dao Zu Shi. And I'm feeling like I'm going fast with this show, like already in episode 8. Well, it's true that I'm watching 2 episodes a week, as opposed to the other shows that I'm reacting to that I'm watching only 1 episode a week. So maybe that's why I feel like I'm going fast. I think the first season has 20 episodes, I'm guessing. I'm guessing. I think it has around 20, and the other ones, I don't know. I have to guess like maybe more or less the same. So I don't know. I think I'm making good progress. I'm also really, excited about it. I've been reading a lot of the comments, and I'm sorry I haven't been answering yet. I just, first of all, swap with work. I don't know. The end of the year is just killing me. But also, and this is going to make me sound like I'm 500 years old, I find it very difficult to type longer comments in my phone. I just can't. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. So I actually have to sit down on a computer to answer, the comments, and obviously I haven't had time to do it yet. I promise I'll try to start typing in the phone, but I don't know if I'll be able to, but I think that by the time this comes out, I probably will have answered all of them, or at least that was my idea. I was determined today that I was going to answer all of the comments. So there you have it. So maybe by this time they are done, but just so you know, that's the reason why it takes me so long to answer. So I've been reading a lot of the comments, and I find it a lot of very opposing views in terms of the show. Like, there's people who absolutely love it and they probably their favorite adaptation of the novel, and there's those who they're not crazy about it. I'll be honest, well, I haven't finished the show, so I don't think I can have really an opinion about it, whether I love it or not, or whether I like it better than other adaptations. But I do see a lot of the comments that people who prefer the M10 made, that the show focus a lot more in action and in moving the story forward, rather than, maybe in more moments that develop relationships between the characters and things like that. And to be fair, I think it makes sense, because if you consider the Untamed, it's definitely cheaper to develop relationships and to develop characters than to maybe put in a fight scene or a lot of action. So I think in that sense, they definitely have plenty of time to do it. But at the same time, obviously, The Untamed is 50 episodes, and each episode is a lot longer than these ones. So obviously, I feel like they have more time to develop characters than, in this case, which maybe they have to make sure that they can finish the show in the amount of episodes that they have. So they have to cut a lot of those moments that maybe, didn't advance the action forward, I'm guessing. But I don't know. I'm only now episode 6, and today I'm going to be on episode 8. So, who knows? I just have to finish it and see. But there's a lot of things that I really, really like in this one, and I like more than I like them in The Untamed. Obviously, the fight scenes, obviously, anything to do with their magic. And it's not only a visual thing. I don't think it's just like, oh, it looks a lot nicer and things like that. I think it gives it a lot more one idea of the, the type of ability the characters have, and the type, the scope of their abilities, and, how impressive certain things are than maybe the Untamed, they weren't as impressive. So here I think you have a much better idea of, what type of things the characters are doing, and also the amount of danger the characters seem to be in. In The Untamed, there were very few times where I actually thought the characters were in danger, or at least I felt nervous for the characters because of what was happening. In this one, I feel like the stakes are raised, so a lot of the time the the action scenes make things a lot more serious. So they create the idea that there is a lot more danger than there was in the Untamed. And I really enjoy that. Zombies, not so much. I prefer a lot less zombies, but I know that there's going to be more. So I'm not going to complain about that now. The other thing that I like more so far about this adaptation than the Untamed is that, how can I explain this? I feel like the Untamed was more a historical show with fantasy elements. While this show, I feel like it's all fantasy. Like every part of the show, from the places that they're in, the scenes, the things that they do, like every little detail thing that is a lot more fantastical that it is in the Untamed. Obviously, again, because the Untamed maybe didn't have the kind of budget that would require creating a full world full of, that type of fantasy. But I do enjoy it here. I do like it here. And I don't know, obviously, I can't have a fixed opinion until I finish the show, but I would say that I enjoyed both. And in terms of adaptation, I don't know. I have some opinions about not this adaptation in particular, but adaptation in general, how we see adaptations. So I think maybe one day I'm going to make a specific video about adaptation, because I think there is a lot to say about that, about this one and about other types of adaptation as well. But I don't know. I just started the novel. For those who don't know, I did my first video, I think last weekend. It was last Sunday that I did my first video, but I just started. So I don't think I have anything important to say about, the adaptation, because I still haven't finished the original. In terms of characters, what everybody says is that you have, there are some characters that are very different, and by some characters I mean Chang Cheng, because if there is something that this fandom is absolutely obsessed with, is Chang Cheng. I don't know why. Both the people who love him and both the people who hate him, and I guess there is a lot of people in the middle as well, but definitely people who love him and who hate him are very, very vocal. And I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I can't say that he's one of my favorite characters, but he's a character that I enjoy a lot in the Untamed. And I definitely can see already the differences that we have for this one. In the Untamed, I feel like even from the beginning, especially from the beginning in the flashback, not in the beginning, like, in the present of the story, in the flashback, his relationship with Wei Wuxian is very obviously a relationship between siblings. I have brothers that have probably more or less the same age difference, maybe not the same one, but around the same age difference as Wei Wuxian and Chang Cheng, or the one that I imagine they have, because I don't think it was clear, or I don't know if it was said. So I feel like, to me, that relationship seemed very real and very true to what actual siblings behave. So that is something that I really like in the Untamed. In this one, the Dandua, I feel like that relationship is definitely very different. Is maybe a little bit more distant. It's a little bit less playful. In the Untamed, you can see that it was like, there was a lot of rivalry in the relationship, but you can see the underlying affection between both of them. Like, you could see that Shang Chen behaved like that, but still really care for Wei Wuxian. While in this one, I feel like the relationship is a little bit more distant, and there is not that playfulness, there is not that affection. But I don't know, we will have to see them, interacting with each other a little bit more in the show, so I can make a decision. There was something else that I have to say, but I forgot. So let's just watch the show. Let's just go to the show, episode 7 of Dao Zu Shi. So let's just